Hi, everyone. Welcome to Communication in Society, Theories and Applications for the spring quarter at University of Denver's University College. I want to introduce myself and just tell you a little bit about who I am. I'm going to be your instructor, leading you through this course. So let's start with that, and we'll kind of go through a little bit of what to expect. So hopefully this week class hasn't started, but you'll have a little bit of time to just orient yourself to the class and make sure that you're comfortable. So I'm going to switch to my slides here. All right, so a little bit about me. I have a BA in Theater, French, and International Studies from Loyola University, Chicago. I have my master's degree from University of Denver, and that's in International and Intercultural Communication. So my program was in the Department of Media, Film, and Journalism Studies, as well as the Korbel School of International Studies. Professionally, I've been working in communications, marketing, development, program development for over 10 years. Mostly in higher education, but also in a few small and mid-sized nonprofits in the Denver area. My research areas, so throughout graduate school and even before graduate school, I did some undergraduate research as well. So I've done participatory action research, looked at identity management and construction on social media by youth in a Denver high school. I've done frame study analysis and looked at how international news and news coverage of the Greek economic crisis really revealed issues of power and language across the globe and how news is conveyed. So that was my master's thesis. And then in work, currently I work at the University of Colorado Boulder, and I work in the College of Engineering and Applied Science. My role there is the Assistant Director of Communications, Inclusion, and Community, which means I work on a variety of communications and marketing projects, a lot with admissions marketing and a lot with bringing diversity and inclusion to our storytelling, supporting the work that we're doing in that area and really trying to grow not just knowledge of what CU Boulder is doing, but really changing the programs and communications part of that. So that's a little bit about me, and let's see about diving in to the class. So we're going to cover the purpose and structure of the class, some guidelines and permissions that you have, a little bit about navigation. We'll talk about etiquette, and we'll also talk about some keys to success. All right, so let's talk a little bit about what we're covering in this class broadly. There are 4 required courses for your degree program for communication management, and COMM 4050 is one of those requirements. Communication in Society, Theories and Applications. So we're really, it's a media theories course, and we're going to really try to dig into how does this theory apply to the real world? Where can I see this? What are the examples? As we look at theory, how it develops over time, we're also going to look at the context in which those theories developed and what they were trying to understand in the world around them, what it was helping to make sense of, and maybe how some of those still are relevant today, and how new theories are developing to understand the world around us as it changes. All right, so some general guidelines for the course and how I hope that you can, wrap your arms around it and bring yourself to the material. Theory is really conceptual. It's going to take a little bit more time to digest than a course that is more practical in terms of, this is how you build code for a website, or this is how you would go about setting up a PR plan. So it's going to be less about doing new tasks and more about thinking new concepts, thinking into the world around you. And really, the second bullet here is bridging it to the real world. So not just theory in a bubble in isolation for the sake of thinking, but what is the relevance in the world, and how can I bring this into my work world or my personal world and start to understand things differently. So give yourself time to think. You're going to have to read, you're going to have to think about it and pause. And thinking really is part of the learning process. So if it's not clicking right away, that's okay. Sometimes it's just sitting in a chair and kicking back, closing your eyes, and mulling it over will actually help bring some new insight. So don't be afraid to do that as part of your learning process. Also, be bold. If you think you have an idea, some new concept, or you're seeing a connection that just seems really relevant to you, don't be afraid to share that in our discussions and in the Canvas container. So there's not going to be a right or wrong answer, but I want you to be able to really try to stretch and explore what these concepts are and what the theories might mean. Theory may be established now, but everything started out as just an idea. So it wasn't something that was sort of clearly understood in the world, but it comes from this place. Theorists are noticing the world around them and trying to make sense of it. And over time, they're able to validate that what they are seeing can be proven and make sense. So it's it's an interesting experience to engage with theory and to also think about pushing against it and maybe even how it might need to be expanded to make room for something new. This is more of a guideline than a permission. Know your syllabus. I've tried to be really thorough and update it and make sure that it's in tip-top shape. But if you have any questions, just please ask. And then be proactive in your learning and communication. I do work a full-time job at CU Boulder, but I've set up rules to forward emails, and I really try to be on top of my communication. So just reach out to me and let me know what's going on, or if you do have any questions, just don't hesitate.